And you think about the best, most profitable companies in the world, the ones that are always building like huge skyscrapers in downtown cities, it's insurance companies, right?
So who would have thought? But it's totally possible. So if you're interested in this, we're not going to list all the apps for these various items, but just hit the App Store, search for, best insurance or shipping insurance app. Google around, you'll find it. So we won't bombard this episode with specific app recommendations, but
basically just the front end sales channel. He developed a strategy because in his own business he wasn't profitable with the strategy.
Well, it's clearly working wonders for our clients, and it's crazy to me how many agencies don't know about this at all.
All right, welcome back to another edition of The E-Commerce Leader, the podcast brought to you by OmniRocket, which is the company Kyle and I co-founded and run. So Kyle, how you doing, man?
I'm doing awesome. I'm glad to be recording, jumping on.
All right. Did you know there's only two kinds of products you can sell?
No.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. The two kinds are either your own product or someone else's product. Those are the only choices.
Makes sense.
But in this episode, we made a fun list of counterintuitive products you can bolt on to your Shopify site to make additional revenue. These are things that you wouldn't commonly think of, or maybe you've never heard about. They're not things that are sort of obvious, like just, another product, but they're a little bit different in their approach and nature to making a sale. And so if this list sounds fun, stick with us for this podcast. We're going to have, I think, 9 on our list, and who knows, maybe we'll come up with it during the conversation, but should be a great conversation if you're looking for new and interesting ways to add revenue to your Shopify sites by creating interesting and different products that I would say every one of these can apply to any Shopify site. That seems right, doesn't it? So anybody can do these 9 items and add revenue to your biz. So you ready to jump in, man?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to mention the first counterintuitive product idea you can add to your website. And when we saw this one and learned about it a little bit, I was like, oh my gosh, that is genius. And the idea is to ensure the shipping of the product and that they get it, the customer receives it. And so insurance, it's basically an insurance upsell on your site. And what the customer is buying is, they're paying a little bit extra for a guarantee that they'll get the product in either a time-bound, outcome, or just in general, like, a guarantee. The fact that this is able to be sold and that many people buy this is absolutely shocking to me, but we know it's true because we've seen, clients that do this. So what's your thought on this one, Kyle? Does it seem weird to try, or what's your thought?
I mean, I think it's worth trying, like, especially like in the area I live, we're constantly bombarded by porch pirates, people who are like stealing packages off people's porches. It's like on their Ring cameras. So I was like, does this insurance cover like theft, or is it just damage? Like it's interesting concept. It's an easy upsell. Like sometimes when you're thinking about how do I build in all these upsells, and you're doing product upsells and testing different things, but like just people paying insurance for a couple extra dollars to get it, you'd be surprised how often people take it. Yeah, that is amazing. And how infrequently you have to fulfill on actually, resending something. Yeah, exactly. And you think about the best, most profitable companies in the world, the ones that are always building like huge skyscrapers in downtown cities, it's insurance companies, right? Like, so it's because that they don't have to, fulfill all of their contracts every single time. They just bring in the money, they sit on it, they reinvest it, use it for the time, and then occasionally have to pay out a premium or pay out a claim. So yeah, interesting, amazing. So who would have thought? But it's totally possible. So if you're interested in this, we're not going to list all the apps for these various items, but just hit the App Store,
search for, best insurance or shipping insurance app. Google around, you'll find it. So we won't bombard this episode with specific app recommendations, but you do that part on your own. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to just take turns mentioning these. So what do you got, man?
The second one is insurance. No, I'm just kidding. No, actually it's related though, but it's a different product type. We're talking about affiliate angles. So this is an interesting one. We have a client who's in a particular niche, and that niche has a very easy on-ramp into selling insurance, but not for shipping or not for product, but actual insurance. Like, for example, they're in the pet space. So being an affiliate for pet insurance or some other affiliate program, right, where you're selling somebody else's service, essentially, right? This somebody as a service is an interesting angle to add to your business.
Yeah, this one fits a lot of niches. Sell motorcycle parts, sell motorcycle insurance as an affiliate. Sell car parts, aftermarket car parts or whatever. Sell, car insurance as an affiliate, on and on. Boats and, all kinds of things would come to mind in terms of what you could insure. So think through, is there an affiliate angle for me to offer people an insurance product for this niche or this topic? Yeah, that's a very, very straightforward one, but it also cracks open this idea or the door of just affiliates, which we'll talk about in a minute. But anything else on this angle of insuring or selling insurance for, a related thing?
I mean, it's going to go into, the affiliate on the next item, but it's really about being thoughtful and creative about who your audience is and what they need.
Yeah.
And where there are gaps in which you could fulfill, right? You have a buyer's list of people who know, like, and trust you. And now all you're doing is you're sort of saying, hey, we really like this product or service.
Yeah.
Go ahead and check it out, right? And then you get paid if it actually converts.
Yeah, totally right. That's great. So that does weave into the third idea, the counterintuitive products that you can sell and bolt onto your business for more revenue. And that is just affiliate products of all varieties. And so, this idea is pretty straightforward. As long as you're keeping to that, thesis you just mentioned, which is it has to make sense to your ideal customer. It has to be something that's relevant. And this is really a way, I would say, to extend your product catalog infinitely, and add a huge amount of variety to your list of products. And the beautiful part of it is there's a growing ecosystem of ways in which to do affiliate marketing inside of Shopify, and there are tools and platforms now, processes where you can be an affiliate for other people's Shopify stores if you meet the criteria, and that's super cool, which is very, very cool too.
Yeah, here are two practical ways you can implement this. Once you find affiliate products or services that fit your customer base, right? And that you personally would feel good about promoting, right? Like, that's part of it as well. Like, don't just go out there and be a shill for anybody, right? You have to feel good about it. Two ways you can practically do this. One, build a products we love page on your site, and it's just a wall of affiliate links that you love and you would refer people to, post on your social, and then put it in your email marketing. Like, make offers in your email sequences out to people with your affiliate stuff, or send them back to your recommended page for affiliate links.
Yep. Super cool, man. There's an idea that I'll tie back to in a moment when we get to another one down the list that's related to that. It's kind of along those lines, but I'll save it for item number 5 on our list here. Okay, so what do we have next? What's after affiliate products?
Number 4, 2008 called, 2010 called, and it's dropshipping products, right? Everyone back in the day in Shopify, there's probably a number of people listening to the podcast who have attempted to do dropship on Shopify. That was the rage. That was the methodology a lot of people taught. Unfortunately, it's become a lot harder to do dropshipping. And if you are currently someone that's your primary business model, kudos for you. And if you're still making it work in 2024, I have mad respect for you. But the reality is it's much harder to do dropshipping in today's marketplace, unless you're doing like high ticket stuff. But the great thing about drop shipping is you don't have any inventory upfront costs, right? Like you're only buying that inventory as you have demand, as you have sales, and you can add it in as sort of a profit multiplier or a revenue multiplier. If you have a core product that we would call like a flagship type of product, a product that you're sort of running your customer acquisition on the back of, or maybe you have a handful of these products that you're really just sort of trying to put out there and acquire a customer to make money. Well, now you have that customer and you're obviously selling your own products, but if you can load in drop shipped products, right, to your Shopify store as well, and it's a good fit, and you can upsell them through upsells, cross sells, improving your average order value, adding it again into your email marketing, you're just adding more revenue to your business, and there's not as much risk, right? Because the beautiful thing about drop shipping products is, you're eliminating a lot of the upfront risk of inventory and the holding costs, right? That would be associated in the capital you needed to invest to make that happen. So you can test things pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the drop shipping products that make the most sense are high priced products,
right?
Yeah, I mentioned. So, think about what your ideal customer would want to buy, and then ask yourself, is there a $5,000 product that they would buy that makes sense? It's connected to the niche. Is $10,000 product? Usually those are the types of products that make good sense to do drop shipping for. It's not the $19 product. It just makes no sense because the way the mathematics work, you're going to get a small percentage of the sale. And so if that's $1,000 sale, it'll make sense, And so think big, expensive, heavy to ship items for this drop shipping idea.
For sure. Yeah. If you're going to lean into drop shipping, it needs to be high ticket, big stuff. The only way that it makes sense for you to go after any sort of mid-range or lower ticket drop shipping as a sort of an add-on cart, add to, bonus AOV boosting approach, right? Because you're not going to have the margin to acquire customers with low ticket items, drop shipping. You're just not going to be able to afford to do it.
Yeah, totally right. And these are bolt-on ideas to your existing Shopify site. So they're not really designed to build a whole business 100%. Around. They're just additional revenue streams. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Okay. That's drop shipping. Okay. The next one is digital products. Yep. Digital products are the topic I love. Of course, we built our business and it continues to thrive on digital product. The story I was going to tell you when you said a couple minutes ago about affiliate marketing, you said include it in your email or have our favorite things or, products we love page. I know someone who basically took all of the vendors that they like, that, like affiliate relationships with, and made an ebook out of it and then sell the ebook. And like in this case, it's called the secret vendors list for the certain niche or industry, like the so-and-so industry's secret vendors list. And the thing sells like hotcakes. And it's, it's a list of, vendors that are either affiliate links or just contact info for an industry, and no one else had done it. And so there you have it. Super simple digital product. What are your thoughts on digital?
The best margin you ever can experience.
Right.
Once you have a digital product made and it's cooking and doing its thing, like you are not going to want to go back to physical product because you're just going to enjoy that near zero cost of goods experience when you're selling that thing again and again and again. It becomes kind of like the drug you always want to go back to. So digital products are amazing for that.
Totally right. Yeah. And so ebooks, PDFs are easily done through Shopify. We've since 2013 used Sendal as a digital delivery tool in Shopify. Now Shopify has its own digital delivery app that will allow you to do digital deliveries as transacted to customers. There's many other forms of digital products, and courses would fall into this category. Info guides, tip sheets, as I mentioned, secret vendors list. on and on and on and on. There's so many different angles for digital products. It's really asking the question, what does my customer need help with? And what can I do to package up something that makes good sense for them? And it might be free. And there's reasons to do it for free. In the olden days, that's called the ethical bribe. On your newsletter list marketing, you'd want something that was a digital item that was, in essence, given away for free in exchange for email address. But there's no reason it can't be a sold product as well, depending on your niche and industry and what makes sense. It could be as simple as a PDF document that you just call an ebook. It's formatted like an ebook, and that's what they get. So that's super straightforward and very, very easy. I would say that of all the clients that we work with, very few have ever executed on a digital product, even though we've explained the merits of it and how to do it and given them specific for their niche or industry specific examples of what would work, because it's just a different way of thinking. It's a little bit, you have to make the product literally, out of your own mind, make the product. And that's just a different track to run on than somebody who's sourcing products or, the physical world. But it's absolutely available to you. Okay. All right. Digital products is number 5. What else we got?
One, let me give one hack that you could potentially try with digital products. If you're not feeling like you can deliver on it, like you're like, I don't know what to do, find somebody to partner with who's an expert, right? Like,
I thought you were going to say AI. I thought you were going to say
AI
ChatGPT.
too. For sure.
Yeah.
But go find somebody who's an expert, right? And just have them partner up with them, have them create the product, and then you can market it. You can be the salesperson around it. That's one way to do that as well. But obviously AI tools as well can help you do that as well. So awesome. All right. And the next one, the next tip is actually a tip. So
wait, I don't get it. What do you mean?
No, here's what I mean. So in Shopify, you have the ability to actually turn on tipping, where somebody can actually leave you $1 or $2. It goes up to $1,000. Like, that's the max. So literally in your checkout, they're buying your product. They could say, do you want to leave this person a tip? Do you want to leave this store or whatever a tip? And you could say, yeah, I'll leave them a $2 tip or whatever. And you just increased your average order value for literally doing nothing. It's like, buying your coffee and you're like, hey, do you want to leave us a tip? And we were like, yes, I want to leave you a tip, kind of. And so you click the button and then you give them the money, right? It's the same thing on your Shopify store. And it's so crazy.
So I'm not the only one in that awkward position of not knowing when I need to or don't need a tip when it's like a totally irrelevant situation.
100%. Yeah. Well, like you're going to so we'll go through the coffee shop, right? And it's like, you want to leave a tip. I'm like, well, I don't know yet because I haven't tasted the coffee. I'm like just paying for it in it's like one of those drive-through places. And I'm like, it's hard because do you leave a tip now or should I wait? I don't know. But on Shopify, you can set it up and it's a button you check, and now in your checkout, it becomes an available option for you, which is kind of a cool way to do it. Like, some people are like, well, I feel weird about that. Well, then don't do it. But you never know. Right. Turn it on, give it a test, see what happens. I think now that I know that $1,000 the maximum tip, I think I'll just recommend that on all my checkouts. It's like, hey, we recommend $1,000 tip on all transactions versus $20 item. But no, they can pick and choose what they want to do. So
I think this makes sense for some industries more than others, like probably food-based industries. Like if if you're selling, stones or something like that, I don't know. It just seems like more logical when it's connected to a bakery or coffee or something like that. But to your point, hey man, it's a way to add incremental, in boosting your average order value, incremental revenue.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's built primarily, I think, for sort of the POS experience on Shopify, right? They're there in person and I'm going to leave a tip because I'm ordering, right? However, it's unconventional, and that's what we're talking about. Unconventional ways to improve your AOV, your average order value, to drive sales, driving products. It's unconventional. You could turn it on, you could test it. It's worth the shot.
Yep. Okay. I love it, man. All right. I'm going to move on to number 7. Unconventional ways to add new revenue to your existing Shopify store. software. Now, this is an interesting one because depending on the niche you're in, having software bolted on could be a huge help to your customers, and it just depends on the niche you're in. We have a client who launched a little simple software tool a couple months ago, and it's one of his best-selling products now. And he sells it as lifetime subscription. So you just pay money and you get access to it. It's not like a SaaS product where it's software as a service, recurring revenue each month. It's just a one-time payment and it's just such a simple little software tool. Software is becoming almost like so simple to build, and there's so many people who can build software for you. It's fascinating. I just saw a Shark Tank episode, and I'm not sure what year it came out, but the whole pitch in the Shark Tank was this learning company, because their whole pitch was coding is the skill of the future, and if you don't know how to code, then you're really at a blah blah blah. And our whole business is designed to help people learn how to code. And I don't know how long ago that was, but it's striking to me that just in a few years, coding is now one of the things that is going to be massively eliminated by AI. And I don't know what in the world, what a fast change from everyone needs to learn to code because that's the path to a beautiful, amazing, expensive job to we're all out of work because AI is just going to do all the coding for us. Now, I don't know what the truth is in the industry, but nonetheless, software is becoming easier and easier to make. So.
If you visit that website now, I don't know who that brand was. It's probably now, instead of learn to code, it's learn to be a prompt engineer for your AI tools, right?
Yeah, totally. Right. And so there's no code software tools now. There's AI that'll write software for you. There's people on, Upwork and sites like that will write code for you. So depending on the niche or industry you're in, it's getting easier and easier to have a product that's created uniquely for your business, that is for your customers, that you can sell with a one-off payment. And it's, as to your point with digital products, it's near zero marginal cost. So let's say it costs you $5,000 to have it made. You hire somebody, they use AI tools, whatever, they use no-code tools, they give you the product, it's yours to sell. The only question is, how fast can you recoup your $1,000 of upfront investment? And then after that, every incremental sale is basically near zero marginal cost, almost no cost to you. It'll only be the transaction cost, like 29 cents or 2.9% plus 30 cents, transaction cost in Shopify. So software, it's a huge opportunity.
Whatever your hosting is on that as well. But okay, two thoughts on software. One is, I love the idea. So the client that we mentioned who did this, like the software that he built basically recommends and tells his customers which of his other products to buy, So it's essentially like a glorified recommendation engine that he's then selling to his customers to sell more product, which I think is awesome. A couple other things. Well, one is, software of the entire list that we're going to go through probably has the most risk in terms of capital investment, time, and but it also has a really big upside reward if you can nail it, right? So you got to keep that in mind. Most everything else on this list is really low risk. Like the reward might not necessarily be as high as software either, but that's sort of the game you play, right? It's all about risk reward ratios in your mind, and sort of your I guess appetite for risk in testing new things kind of plays into this as well. But the upside is definitely super cool and can add a ton of value if you could nail it. So
totally right.
It's worth doing.
For some people in some niches, it'll click and the light bulb will go off, and this will be like, this is a good thing. I would say, to your point, maybe just have a budget and a cap and really say, look, I only got $5,000 to invest in this or whatever. And, that way you kind of limit, you can't get sucked into a project where you're like, another $7,000, another $5,000, it could go on for, infinity if you,
a long time.
Especially if you try to have something complicated. I would say simple is better. something that's basically like a table-based lookup tool, or something that just has very, very simple input output, nothing super fancy, but in the right niches that could make a ton of sense. So
yeah, and I think as we get further and further down the AI the LLM models, like if you had a data set that was unique and you layered an AI tool on top of it, it's really, the software is really them asking the AI tool for information and you're just delivering it, right? Almost to the extent of, the client that we mentioned who built the software tools recommendation engine, he could almost get to the point where now it's like AI could ask the questions in sort of a chat feature, or even classically, almost like the classic quiz approach, right? Where, you answer some prompts and questions and then you're delivered an answer. That almost is sort of like functions similarly as a recommendation engine in this particular case. You could kind of hack your way around it. Now, there are definitely more, I think, elegant uses for software in business if the business use case is accurate and correct for you. But there are ways you can kind of get the same net effect without building whole software, stack and package of things. So it's something to think creatively about. Yeah.
Okay. Next one.
Is
this yours?
This is mine. I love this one, actually. I love this concept. Membership money.
Yeah.
So in your mind, and you're like, oh, well, membership goes back to digital. Am I selling information? No. Think Costco. Think you're selling a discount, or you're selling a bulk discount to your customers. You're selling a VIP experience, right? Whatever stuff you can stack into it. And there's some really great apps on Shopify now that really allow you to sell memberships and do really cool things with restricted content. Like you could have restricted collections or products that are only available to your members. You can have discounts that apply to specific products or collections, or to your entire store that are only available to the members. So think Costco, think Amazon Prime. Those are the big sort of membership ideas that are out there, and it's a great way to add revenue. That your customers are going to pay you for the right to have access to these different incentives that you're going to provide them, and it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, when we first heard about membership programming and kind of conceptualized it for Pixie Fair, my wife and I's e-commerce company, we immediately made sense to us. And so when we rolled out the program Sewing with Cinnamon, so it's content based, study sharing, and it just has worked. There's close to 1,000 people in that program, and it is a really, really, an elegant way to bolt on a program, to an existing site. Now, what you're referencing too is that's like a different model. Like her model's content delivery.
She's content.
Think of like the Amazon Prime, where it's like, oh, I want to watch all these movies on Amazon Prime or whatever. So, but there are other programs where it's more like Costco, or like the Amazon Prime version where you're on Amazon shopping, like the shopping related elements.
You get the discount.
You get free shipping. You get a discount. Yeah. You get the perks, right, of a higher level experience on the Shopify side. With a program that, you could call it your Insiders Club, your VIP Club, call it whatever you want. I don't know if you can call it Prime, if that's copyrighted or whatever.
Unless you want to get a beautiful letter from Amazon's legal team, I would not.
Don't call it Prime.
No, I wouldn't call it Prime.
Yeah. What about Plus? Do you think Plus is available to everybody? Everybody calls the streaming channels are all Plus, MGM Maybe. Plus, and so you can Amazon call your program Plus. Your website Plus. Lita Plus, like that.
I like it. I like Plus.
I don't know, but anyway, so you have to name it, and then then you have all the perks. So anyway, so membership money. This is another one where it's like most people who we worked with, who we've mentioned this to, haven't executed on it, and yet they could, and because it's just this counterintuitive. You gotta use your left brain or use your other, right brain if you're whatever, you know what I mean? You start to think about it in a different way and ask the question, can I make more money with this kind of product strategy? So, and the answer is yes, these things work, especially in odd or unique niches where it's like, special content could be super helpful. it'll work anywhere with just free shipping and a discount, with sign up, a standing discount. But for the content side of things, if you're in a weird niche, think about, could you create a content-based membership program that bolts on and then supports your other product strategies? Yeah. Okay, I love that one too. Okay, mine is next. Last one on our list here. This is number 9, a counterintuitive way to make money on your Shopify site, and that is by offering a warranty. Offering a warranty on your products. Now, every time I go to Home Depot and I buy anything that's over like $20, it seems like it pops up. Would you like to purchase the lifetime warranty for your new drill or whatever? I tend to hit decline on all of those, but obviously they do work, and obviously Home Depot is making money through their offering of warranties. So this is one of those counterintuitive ones that could make a ton of sense, especially if you have a product that, reasonably would wear out, over time after use, and you feel confident that, it's a good product, and you're willing to double down on your confidence in it and say you're willing to back it up with lifetime warranty for an additional, incremental amount of money. What's your thought on it? Have you ever seen this in real life?
I've seen Amazon do it, right? So Amazon will do it. I haven't seen it on Shopify, but there are some apps, right, that you can install that also has the plan, right? So it's backed by an actual insurance company, and they will give you, you can do like a 1 year or 2 year or 4 year coverage, and so then yeah. So it's not necessarily lifetime, but they have a limited run of times, right? And then it covers stuff like accidental damage. So if you drop the product or liquid spilled on it, whatever, they can't fix it, they'll replace it for you. So it's 100% coverage of parts and repairs. They cover all mechanical, electrical, power surges, inevitable wear and tear. Like if it breaks down in you're inside the coverage window, you're good. 0 deductible, so they cover all the expenses. So it's a nice little, you can actually make a pretty compelling offer. And then say you have a expensive product, like maybe you're selling like an electric bike or something for like $1,000. Yeah, like an iPhone, right? Or something like you save $1,000 product.
Apple Care.
If you did a 2-year insurance on that, it's maybe $59 or $85 for 3, or maybe you charge $160 for 5 years of coverage. How many people people are buying it? How many times is that going to get fulfilled or the claim used? That's the whole insurance game, and it's an interesting concept.
So it's really a third type of insurance. So at the beginning we mentioned insurance on shipping, I guarantee you'll get this item. And then the second one was literal insurance that's related to, like, if you sell, motorcycle parts, sell motorcycle insurance. This one is insuring a lifetime or an extended warranty of duration for your item, such as Apple Care, obviously, which is always, we're on the horns of a dilemma every time we go to buy a new Apple product, aren't we? Should I get Apple Care?
Do I need it? Will I break it?
Exactly.
And then you have you have a case, you buy the case for your phone. Maybe I have a 2-year-old, so of course it's going to get broken. It's only a matter of time because she's going to chuck it across the room. So you're going back and forth.
Yeah. Warranty. Okay. So let me recap this list. Insurance for shipping, insurance for literally, related to your niche, affiliate products, drop shipping products, digital products, tip jar, tips at checkout, software, membership money, and warranties. I'm sure there are other counterintuitive product strategies that we didn't think of. So if you want to tell us, in social media, mention on this episode, wherever you're watching it or listening, we'd love to extend this list at some point in the future. But this is a pretty darn good list, man, for thinking outside the box, coming up with new ideas.
Go test it, go implement, pick one of those things from this list and give it a shot and see if it adds incremental value to your Shopify store.
The reason I love this so much is because most of these things have profits that drop to the bottom line really quickly. and an incremental, like let's say you're just grinding it out. You sell a product and your average order value is $50 and your cost to acquire a new customer is $4. And that's not good. That's just not good math. But if you add some of these strategies to your site, can you get your average order value up to $60, $70, whatever it might be? Can you grind it out on these ideas so that you have margin and you can, afford to acquire new customers and make some net profit? Because the truth of it is, inside a business, let's say you implemented all 9 of these plus your existing product, so you have 10 things going. Doesn't matter where the profit comes from. You just need profit, right? Any one of them can be horrible as long as in totality you got the profit.
Yeah.
And that's really important to remember.
Yes. Become profit agnostic. Doesn't matter where the profit comes from. Just embrace the profit where it falls.
Gotta have it.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Thank you for listening to this episode of The E-Commerce Leader. As always, you can check us out on OmniRocket.com. Lots of blog articles, links to recommendations of books, and various resources that we have. We would love to spend 30 minutes with you talking about your Shopify site. Free, just set up a chat with us on our Calendly link. There's a way to set that appointment on the site. And we're happy to talk to you about where you're at, talk to you about what we do in terms of our coaching work and also our done-for-you services, which include Shopify site management, email marketing, advertising on both Facebook and Google for clients, social media management, and am I forgetting anything? Well, that's, I think, pretty much all. Some Amazon account management as well, off Shopify topic, but Amazon as well. Yeah. So feel free to hit us up. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
We'd love to hear from you. And also, if anything on this list, you're like, man, I have this idea, I'd love to talk to you guys about it, go book the call. We're happy to talk you through some of the deeper nuances of some of these ideas around membership and stuff like that. I think because we have clients that are implementing that and trying to scale those things up, and we're helping them do that. So we'd love to chat about it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, friends, we're going to end it there. Thank you all for listening, as always, and we hope you appreciate the episodes. Give us a like, love, comment, or review of any variety you'd like on the platform you're listening on, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, all.